Hi, and welcome to What's Happening Now, Nex-Tech's local events and attractions show. I'm your host, Jenny Leiker, and I have here with me Curtis Wolf. And we are, as you can see, not in the studio today. We are on location at the Cheyenne Bottoms Wetlands. And Curtis, you are the site manager of the Education Center here.
That is correct.
And I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to come out here because I didn't know about this place, and it is amazing. So tell us, okay, people have probably seen the signs, maybe heard about it, but tell us what are the Cheyenne Bottoms?
Well, and unfortunately, that's what we hear oftentimes is that people they might have heard about Cheyenne Bottoms, but they haven't actually come to experience it. And Cheyenne Bottoms is a giant wetland, which in Kansas you would never really think would ever be here in this area. Kansas isn't known for our water.
No.
Aquatic resources, but we actually have the largest wetland on the interior of the U.S. right here in the middle of Kansas.
Wow.
And so we're talking about a basin that's 41,000 acres, and of that, the state manages and owns about half of it, about 20,000 acres. It's called the Cheyenne Bottoms Wildlife Area, and that's a great place to come for recreational purposes and to see the birds that stop here and the other wildlife that inhabits a wetland, which is very unique for this part of Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, I mean, you would think this looks like Florida or something like that.
That's exactly right. I tell people all the time, if we blindfolded you and put you out here in the middle of the wetlands, you would never think that you're in Kansas for sure.
That would be an interesting joke to play on somebody.
That's right.
So what kinds of animals and things could people expect when they come out here?
Well, what Cheyenne Bottoms is really known for is the bird life that stops here. We get thousands of birds that use Cheyenne Bottoms during their migration times. And so the fall and the spring is really when we see the majority of our wildlife activity. And like I said, it's thousands of birds, and it's birds that you don't expect to see in Kansas. These are shore birds, things that have spent their whole lives around water, and that's where they prefer to be, is shorelines, beaches, and that sort of thing. But when they're coming through Kansas, they're looking for that type of habitat, and as we know, we don't have a lot of that habitat available except for here at Cheyenne Bottoms. And so they really rely on this area to come in, refuel, rest, just to make it up to their next destination along their migration. And so the birds is what we're known for, but a lot of other wildlife uses Cheyenne Bottoms as well. You're always going to see mammals, snakes, turtles, frogs. All of them are very commonly seen and encountered here as well.
I saw some really beautiful cranes on the way in. I read bald eagles.
That's right. That's right. You know, some of those real charismatic birds that people like to see, like cranes, herons, bald eagles. Those are the types of things that a lot of people come here to see.
And the looking at the wild animals is amazing, but there's also other things people can do here. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. You know, the Bottoms is a huge draw for hunters. During hunting seasons, hunting waterfowl and other types of wildlife is a very important aspect of the Bottoms. Bird watchers is the big thing, and that's a year-round deal. And then photographers, a lot of nature photographers use the area and use it for that trade. And then just the average tourist. That's the other thing that we get a lot of people that are coming down the National Scenic Byway that runs through here, and some of those activities just on their trip to wherever.
And I think, did I see somebody, I might have seen somebody fishing. Are people allowed to fish here?
Absolutely. Fishing is allowed. The Cheyenne Bottoms isn't really managed as a fishery, but a lot of people do fish, and you can catch some nice channel catfish and other types of fish like that.
So right now, we've been fortunate. We've had a lot of rain this year, all of Kansas, and we're so grateful for it. So does it look like this all the time? I mean, there was just water everywhere.
Sure. Well, and wetlands in this part of the state vary. The water levels, we're going to have some years that are wetter than others. And a couple years ago, we were very dry. And in fact, we had no water in Cheyenne Bottoms whatsoever for about 2 summers.
Wow.
But when we get rains and we fill up, the basin holds some nice quantities of water, and that's what's providing this habitat for the wildlife that uses it. And so right now the water levels are great, And there again, it's just a great thing to see. And you know, unfortunately, the water levels do give us some mosquitoes and that sort of thing, which aren't as welcome, but that's part of your experience here too.
They make stuff you can buy at the store for that.
That's exactly.
So yeah, so what it looks like, it kind of, to someone like me who doesn't know, it looks like a lake when you drive in, a life-size lake. What's the difference between a marsh and a lake?
Sure. Well, and in Kansas, we kind of define wetlands as having particular soil characteristics and plant characteristics that go along with it, and then obviously the water that's there. And the Cheyenne Bottoms is a natural wetland that was created hundreds of thousands of years ago, but it's been modified by humans with pools and putting in dike systems that you could actually drive through the wetlands. But it allows for them to manage the water as well. And so all the characteristics of an actual wetland are here, even though some people maybe call it a lake. It really it's defined by those characteristics that make it a wetland.
Well, for people to see how amazing and how big it is, they really have to come out and see it for themselves.
They do.
And you also have an amazing education center. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go inside and show you what else there is to do here at the Cheyenne Bottoms.
In a recent independent study that compared Nex-Tech and the local cable company, internet pages loaded 16.9% faster with Nex-Tech internet and performed better in every category tested. Leave your slow internet behind. Switch to Nex-Tech and we'll give you a month free just to try it. Plus, mention this ad and the code BESTPRICE and we'll give you a great discount too. Certain restrictions apply. Switch to Nex-Tech internet, proven to be the fastest. Imagine for a moment 3 ripe, crisp apples. The first apple costs $1, the second $10, and the third $30. They all taste the same, so you buy the first one, right? Now imagine your cell phone company. Nex-Tech Wireless offers 2 lines and 4 gigabytes of data for $80. US Cellular charges $90 and Verizon charges $110. Switch to Nex-Tech Wireless to stop overpaying for your cell phone service. Ask about the Samsung Galaxy S6 for $0 down.
Attention professional and amateur photographers. Your work could be seen by thousands on the cover of the Nex-Tech directory. Plus, you can walk away with $300. Nex-Tech is hosting a cover photo contest for the upcoming issue of the Nex-Tech directory. The contest starts June 1st, with August 31st being the final day for photos to be submitted. After you get the perfect shot, upload your photo entry and read contest guidelines at nex-tech.com/coverphoto. Now get out there and good luck.
Welcome back. I have here with me Curtis Wolf, and Curtis is the site manager of the Wetlands Center, Education Center at the Cheyenne Bottoms. And now we're inside the Education Center, and wow, what a fantastic place. So tell us what kinds of things, once people see the wetlands, what can they learn and do inside the Education Center?
Well, and you know, the Education Center itself is a great place to start. For people coming to visit, we're very capable of giving people kind of an orientation of what Cheyenne Bottoms is, and it's a great place to learn a little bit about what you can see here for your experience out on Cheyenne Bottoms. And we can kind of tell you where to go, where you shouldn't go, and those types of things. And so we encourage people to come here first, get the background information, learn a little bit about the area, and some of the other things that we can offer people before they go out.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, I guess, because you can probably point out where the best stops are.
That's right.
And maybe help people understand what this is when they get started. So what kinds of things are in here? Tell me about like some of these displays and the history of this area.
Sure. Well, you know, for one thing, we have a great exhibit hall that offers a little bit about, you know, what wetlands are and why they're important and why we have them in Kansas, and then talks about some of the animals and plants that you can see here at Cheyenne Bottoms. And then this whole back wall is a timeline of Cheyenne Bottoms, from prehistoric Cheyenne Bottoms up to today and all the events that have happened. And so it provides a nice kind of snapshot of what's gone on here and how big of a storied place this has. And so that's a nice place to start. And then we have a lot of live animals here that people can check out, all things that can be found right here around Cheyenne Bottoms, and we use them for our programs as well, but we offer those for people to look at and get a little sight of what's live around here. I think for the most part people like seeing live critters.
Oh, absolutely, and you see it outside and then you get to see it inside.
That's exactly right.
I'm guessing that you do school tours or any kind of
Absolutely.
tours?
You know, our programming is kind of our bread and butter. We offer lots of school programs and then other public programs, everything from craft type workshops, photography workshops, all the way up to stargazing programs. They're very popular as well out here. And so a lot of those types of activities that we offer. And the nice thing about this place is it's all free. There's no admission to come in. The programs that we offer are usually all free as well. And so it's just one of those things that the state of Kansas has really bought into to provide funding for.
Wow, well that's just phenomenal. So I encourage people to come. This really is like a hidden gem of Kansas, and I realized that today. I'm going to have to go take some pictures when we're done because nobody's going to believe me how amazing
That's
this
exactly
place
right.
is. And it's kind of for the people, where is this at for people that are going to come in from out of town?
So the center is located northeast of Great Bend. We're about 10 miles northeast of Great Bend along 156 Highway. That's the highway that goes basically from Great Bend up to Ellsworth. And we sit right there on the southeast corner of Cheyenne Bottoms. There's a nice access area to actually get you out into the wetlands from there.
Perfect. Well, Curtis, this is just amazing, and we thank you for taking the time to show this to us. And please take some time this summer or this winter. You said that's when the bald eagles are best. I don't know, whenever you want, come out here and check this out. It's just an amazing.
There's always something to see out here. Seasonally, it's a great place to be.
Awesome. Well, when we come back, we'll be back in the studio. We have a very special guest that you'll want to learn more about.
Restaurants, gyms, salons, libraries, and more. Nex-Tech has over 100 free Wi-Fi hotspots to keep you connected. Attention professional and amateur photographers. Your work could be seen by thousands on the cover of the Nex-Tech directory. Plus, you can walk away with $300. Nex-Tech is hosting a cover photo contest for the upcoming issue of the Nex-Tech directory. The contest starts June 1st, with August 31st being the final day for photos to be submitted. After you get the perfect shot, upload your photo entry and read contest guidelines at nex-tech.com/coverphoto. Now get out there and good luck.
They're growing up and getting busier. Between school, sports, dance, sleepovers, you want to make sure they can always reach you when they need to. Nex-Tech Wireless has the perfect cell phone starter plan. For only $40 per month, it includes unlimited data, calling, and texting. There are no contracts or overages, so they can call, text, YouTube, and stream all they want. Plus, smartphones start at just $150. Certain restrictions apply. Get the $40 WOW Unlimited plan at Nex-Tech Wireless.
In a recent independent study that compared Nex-Tech and the local cable company, internet pages loaded 16.9% faster with Nex-Tech internet and performed better in every category tested. Leave your slow internet behind. Switch to Nex-Tech and we'll give you a month free just to try it. Plus, mention this ad and the code BESTPRICE and we'll give you a great discount too. Certain restrictions apply. Switch to Nex-Tech internet, proven to be the fastest.
Hi, we're back. I told you we were going to be in the studio, but it turns out our guests didn't exactly fit very well. So we actually are in Phillipsburg, Kansas right now. I'm here with Holly Kendall. Holly is here with the Prairie Duster Drill Team, and it's a really exciting group, as you can see. And Holly, tell us a little bit about the drill team.
We've been in formation since 1985. Over the years, we've had combinations of mothers and daughters, sisters, siblings, aunts and nieces. We've actually had, over the years, 3 boys ride with us too. Not for a long stint like most of us girls hang in it for, but they have always been, you know, an excellent addition to us, and it's fun to just have, you know, little co-ed, and amazing what they can help us with in a pinch that we hadn't thought about before. And what we do is we travel to mostly local events extensively through Kansas and Nebraska. We started out with parades in the early days and then added some color to the grand entries a lot in the beginning, carrying American flags. I think in the very beginning it was sponsor flags, and then we kind of took on our own look, our own tradition of red, white, and blue. So over the years we've, you know, we started with wooden poles, and you know, the flags would be in your face at that level type of thing, and now we have aluminum poles. We have tons of sponsors that have helped us over the years to upgrade our uniforms.
Which are fantastic, by the way.
Our recent look is the red, white, and blue, and the chaps, and our newest addition is probably the boots on the horses that you see back there. They're awesome, so we're excited about the glitter and the bling on that. Let's see, so, you know, like I said in the beginning, we had wooden poles, straw hats, navy blue bib shirts, so that was like in the 80s, big time. And we've had silver, red and black, and kind of threw those in the mix, but since probably early 90s, we've been strictly red, white, and blue. And it's so much easier to coordinate and not have to, you know, pick from 4 or 5 different outfits.
Absolutely.
Things like that. Now, now we've traveled and branched out. We've been to New Mexico, Rio Doce, New Mexico 3 times, and rode at the All-American Futurity on the racetrack. And we've also attended Cheyenne, Wyoming. We'll be going there in the middle of July, and that is like a 2-mile long parade, and it's pretty awesome. Wow. But our local things that we really concentrate on is like the rodeo parades. We'll be going to Hill City. That's the 27th, 28th, and 29th. And then we'll be riding as Grand Marshal in the Phillipsburg Rodeo Parade this year. It'll be Saturday. I think the parade starts at 2. Mm-hmm. We'll be Grand Marshals, and we're really super excited.
Yeah, that's quite an honor.
Honored, so.
Now, so this, how many people do you have right now on the team?
Actually, we have 10 riders right now. Mm-hmm. And one of them is a male. He's really stepped in kind of a bind and helped us out, and we're just loving every minute of it, so.
Well, perfect. Well, let's meet some of these people. We're gonna come over here, and I just want you to introduce who you have with us, and the horses as well.
All right.
All right.
This is Alicia Raby and Bo, and she works for Nex-Tech. Awesome.
Perfect. Nice to have you here.
This is Brooke Hammond and Dooley.
Nice looking horse.
And then this is Neva Rogers. And sorry, I just about said Neva Fisher. Whoops. Neva and Rocket.
Neva also works for Nex-Tech,
yep.
So good to see you again.
She's already famous. All right. This is Dakota Hilburn and her horse, Kiowa.
Hi, Dakota.
She's hiding in the back a little bit. Okay, this is Laurel Christensen and her horse, Duke. Right? Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is Brianna Salmons and her horse, Maggie. This is my niece, Holly Lanier, and her horse, Annie. And then this is my horse, Hash Brown.
Well, it's nice to have you all here today. So tell me about some of the things when you're out riding, and we're going to get to see some of them. But what are some of the maneuvers or things that you do for this?
All right. So let's see. We usually start into the arena in like a single form, single file line, or into pairs. Kind of helps us get an entrance and get our spacing. Right off that, we usually kind of go into some sort of a maneuver, whether we all pivot or circle, or we have a whistle. The thing is when we have the music that we're riding to, because we want to have upbeat music and everything to get the crowd going and everything, sometimes we have a hard time hearing the whistle. So we kind of have to do a chain relay. So sometimes it looks a little delayed, but you know, when you're clearing the back and you got the rider up front that's got the whistle, it just kind of makes for having to be creative sometimes. But so. And
sorry, I was going to interrupt you, but how do you guys practice? Obviously you must practice, or how do you like come up with this stuff? Did you invent some of it, or how do you come up with these maneuvers?
We do. We practice once a week at least. Mm-hmm. And we do have officers throughout the team. Everybody does different aspects and helps everybody out. So communication is super thing, but we have a drill coordinator, and usually, you know, they throw like the basic together, kind of, all right, this is what we want. Here's point A, B, C, you know, and then everybody puts in ideas, and we kind of correlate where they fit in best and help us to keep an even flow. And you want to keep movement, but you want to keep it exciting, and everybody seems to love the grand sweeps where we're all parallel and we swing around the arena. But then we like to do timed things like the figure 8 or thread the needle. It's where we come from ends of the arena and we time it just right where when we run through the center of the arena, we're passing each other at a full gallop. So some things require a lot of speed, and some things we slow down to make them a little more majestic. We do have a couple, like the military pass-through. We like for that to be a little slower, more glorifying, so that, you know, the veterans and anybody that has served or anything can soak it in. We always, you know, a lot of us have family that have served, and we really like to honor that as well.
Well, it sounds like you have a large variety on your maneuvers, and you mentioned that you guys are going to Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's got to be quite an honor. How did you get to be a part of something like that?
It's amazing. We had to send in, actually we have to have insurance to ride at Cheyenne, Wyoming, which when you're working with 1,200-pound animals, you never know what can happen. And we've seen a few accidents over the years. So we had to make sure that we had insurance coverage for all of us. And then we have to sign waivers releasing anybody. And then we had to send the application in. It was in by June, I think it had to be by June 12th. So, and we had to be pre-approved as well. And we have been there before. I was trying to think, probably 94 was maybe the first year that we went. And then since then, it's just, you know, every 4 or 6 years we kind of tried to go. It's a big trip. Takes, you know,
I can only imagine.
Quite a bit of funding, and that's, you know, we do fundraisers, and that helps us with our gas money, and our fundraisers go towards our equipment for the horses and for us. And as I said, you know, sponsors always jump in and help us out to get there too. It's a big trip, but it's lots of fun.
It sounds like it would be quite an honor.
It is.
And mentioning fundraising, you have a fundraiser coming up in August, is that right?
That is correct. We are doing a saddle raffle. We'll have second and third prizes. At this moment, we're not exactly sure what they're going to be. Usually it's something really awesome, as well as the saddle tack, and we've had quilts in the past, we've had paintings in the past. We just haven't kind of gotten that all together, but we do have the saddle ordered, so it'll be here soon, and we'll have tickets to raffle off for that. And we plan to give it away at the Labor Day celebration in Logan. We ride on their golf course, and it's kind of fun. The ground is kind of sloped, but we make the best of it. It's not a worked arena like behind us or anything like that. But we go with the flow. We've rode all kinds of different places. We rode in pastures. We used to perform at Cedar. They used to have a little celebration there. And we kind of rode in a parking lot, I think was what it basically was there. And we've done stuff in the middle of streets, like a blocked off block in town. So we're pretty adaptable. We can go with the flow pretty good.
Well, that's awesome, and it sounds like probably then you're open to maybe new opportunities too. If there's people, you'll go. It sounds like you'll travel places.
Of course,
so
we love new opportunities, and you know, it's really great to see people you know and see how much it touches them when they see you carrying the American flag and your red, white, and blue, and you know, just to see a familiar face in the parade, or you know, that's another big thing, especially for some of the new girls, younger girls coming in. It's, you know, it's just gives you chills when you're riding in the parade and somebody's like, hey, how are you? And you know, they see you, they know you, and it's really rewarding.
And how many years have you been a part of this organization?
I have been a Prairie Duster for 29 years. So as I said, we started in '85. That was the first year. And I wasn't old enough to join, so I started when I was 13.
Wow, so that's when you can start, 13 to 100, I assume.
Actually, we've changed it to 14 of the calendar year, because over the years we've had so many youngsters that weren't able to get themselves there with a truck and trailer. So at least they have a learner's permit or something at that at that age. So I was lucky to get in at 13, but I also only lived a mile from the rodeo grounds where we always used to practice, so I could just jump on my horse and ride.
There you go. Well, where can people, if they want to follow your schedule or learn more, how can they get in touch with you or learn more?
We have a Facebook website, so yeah, you can friend us on Facebook, and Brooke is kind of our executor of the webpage back here. She's our secretary, and she posts our schedules and like put pictures of our new boots on there, and she kind of keeps everything interested, and you know, everybody say, hey, what's that, you know? So
wonderful.
She's really good about posting things for us.
Well, thank you all so much, and I know everybody has enjoyed seeing you ride, and make sure you follow them on Facebook, and then actually come out and see them in person, and we thank you for watching another episode of What's Happening Now.